guys, thanks for joining me today. I thought today I would talk a little bit about the adoption process. Not so much the mechanics of it, but I would share a few of my tips on how to survive the adoption process because there are so many ups and downs and twists and turns. It can really be an emotional roller coaster ride. So today I'd like to share my top 5 tips on how to survive the private domestic adoption process. I'm not sure if these would apply to international adoption. I don't really know too much about that process. But if you are going through the domestic adoption process, or even if you're thinking about starting that journey, then hopefully even 1 or 2 of these tips might help you just to kind of keep your sanity. Number 1, hire a reputable adoption agency or adoption attorney to represent you. This might seem like complete common sense, and it really is, but not all agencies or attorneys are created equal. So if you're looking for an agency, I would suggest doing your due diligence, doing research on different agencies, visit their social media sites to see who has left a comment or reviewed them. Go to Google, look at the reviews, and reach out to some of the ones that have written the reviews and ask them for their honest opinion. Ask them about their experience with that particular agency. I have people that reach out to me all the time because I've written reviews for our agency, and I'm always happy to spend a few minutes helping them, answering any of their questions. I think most adoptive parents are very happy to kind of pass on their experience to future adoptive parents. If you're looking for an adoption attorney, I would suggest looking at the American Association of Adoption Attorneys. It's the AAAA. These are attorneys that specialize in adoption. They know the adoption laws inside and out, and they can point you in the right direction. They can be there to kind of hold your hand throughout the process. They have a website that you can visit, and you can find lawyers, attorneys in your area that are a part of the AAAA. Number 2, know your budget so you can plan accordingly. You may have fees that are due up front, you may have costs that are due towards the end of your journey, and you need to know what is due and when it's due and when it's going to be due. Adoption can have a lot of cost. There could be agency fees, attorney fees, home study fees, birth mother expenses, depending on which state you are adopting from. And that's really where having a reputable agency or attorney can come in very handy, because they can give you a cost breakdown in the beginning so that you know what you need to budget for now, what you need to budget for later. That way there are no surprises when you get to the end of your journey. So this can just help you have a little less stress and help the journey progress a little more smoothly. Number 3, and this may seem a little bit strange, but decide in advance how much or how little of your journey you want to share with family and friends. Remember that this is a personal journey. It's how you became a family, and you are most likely going to be developing a relationship with your birth mother, because a lot of times adoptions are now open. So there may be some sensitive circumstances involving the adoption, why she has decided to place her baby for adoption, and you may not want to share all of the sensitive details with friends and family. We did in the beginning with a birth mother that we were connected with early on, and it didn't really work out the way that we wanted to. We got some negative feedback from our friends and family, only because they were worried about us. And it was very hard because we were going through such an emotional journey, and then to have, friends and family telling us that maybe we shouldn't proceed, it was kind of hard. So I don't want to go into the details of what happened, but they were doing what they were supposed to be doing. They were looking out for us. So just remember that you may be connected with this baby already emotionally, but your friends and family are connected to you, and they want to make sure that you're making the right decision. So you may want to hold some of the details back from them. Not only that, but this is also your child's birth story, and they may not want to grow up knowing that everyone in their life knows every single detail surrounding their birth. It may be something that they want to share with certain people, or they just want to keep private for themselves. So this is your journey, this is your story, and it's okay to keep as much private as you want. Number 4, stay busy. Find something that you enjoy doing that can take your mind off waiting, because adoption is all about waiting. You're waiting to be chosen, you're waiting for your baby to be born. Excuse me, my baby's starting to cry. You're waiting for the adoption to be finalized. It's a lot of waiting, and it can absolutely drive you crazy if that's all you're focusing on. So find a hobby, spend some time together as a family, go out on date nights, go on vacation, visit family and friends that may live farther away, because once you have a newborn, life is going to change. And number 5, trust the process. You don't know how many times I heard those 3 words, trust the process. I actually grew to hate those words. But really what that means is just letting go, realizing that as potential adoptive parents, we don't have control over this situation. So we just have to go along for the journey, along for the ride, and trust that at the end, our family is going to grow. I am going to cut this short now because my baby obviously needs me, but I really hope that these 5 tips were able to help you. I hope that you found something useful in this. If you do have any questions or you'd just like to reach out, you can drop me a comment. You can reach me through my website, through my Instagram account, both of which will be linked in the description box. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.